Can you see me?
No, give me 1 second. Okay. All right. You are live. You can go ahead and go.
They can see me. Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm checking to see. Can you all see me? Am I live? I got something for y'all up in here, up in here. Let the record show. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it. Because I have a message for you. And anybody that you know that's been laid off, lost their job, going out of business, still recovering, I want you to call them, tell them to tune in. I got a message for y'all up in here, up in here. And I tell you, it's interesting. One of my sons sent me a video of a presentation that I did some time ago. Look at that. You know, I'm 80, right? Still got a full head of hair. Woo! Wonderful thing. Let the record show. Come on now. All right now. Come on now. You look good for 80, boy. Come on now. Now listen, I want you to, this is my twin brother and I, Wesley. Okay? And Wesley, I told him I came here looking out for you. We are fraternal twins and 5 minutes apart. He went out first and I heard a slap and he yelled and I said, "Hey, what's up?" And then they pulled me out. So this is Wesley and I. We are eating sugar cane. Now, if you ever had any sugar cane, let me see some hearts. If y'all know what I'm talking about. But let me heat my brother. He took me back a few days ago because we were getting on each other's last nerve as I was his full-time caregiver, and he had a friend of mine. I'm not going to tell you her name is Shakira, but he had a friend of mine fix him some smothered pig feet. Now look here. Here's a guy who won't eat grapes without seeds. Come on, you can't make this stuff up. If the grapes don't have those seeds in them, he won't eat them because that's not healthy. But you go eat a smothered pig foot. Now I used to. Now I must admit, how many of y'all remember pickled pig feet? Now, the millenniums don't know nothing about pickled pig feet. But some of y'all out there know about this. Okay, I'm taking you back a moment up in here. But I want you to take some notes, and I want to share some thoughts with you right now. I saw this. I got fired up. I motivated myself. The motivator just got motivated by himself. And I saw this presentation that I did, and I always ask myself the question: if this was in fact the last day on earth I had, because we don't know when we're going to leave here, what will I do? And I put down, I would call my kids, my grandkids, and my great grands, and I'll get on the microphone and motivate people. So I don't know. There's no guarantee I'm going to be here tomorrow. I sure hope so. But I want to share something with you. And I want you to resonate with what I'm going to share with you. I've been doing a lot of thinking. See, here's something I'm going to tell you, because this level where I am, I'm 80. Everybody don't make it here. Yeah, I'm still, and so I'm reflecting. I know I got more life behind me than I have in front of me. So my goal is to maximize it. My goal is to rob the cemetery, as Dr. Miles Monroe would say, of my talents, my abilities, my skills, the speeches that I'm supposed to give, the people that I'm supposed to reach, the work that I'm supposed to do. I believe we're supposed to work until we leave here. And part of my process is that, number one, I'm going to ask you, what's your strategy for being here? My goal is not to be a burden to my children. I have an anti-burden strategy. I'm not going to be a burden to my children. I don't know if they like me like that. I bought my mother a home. I appreciated the fact that she adopted us. But these young people, they different. And I've seen people who I just was shocked at how they treated their parents. I was shocked. And so I have a strategy for taking care of myself, being independent. And I have an anti-nursing home strategy. I'm not going to no nursing home. No, from the nursing home then to the cemetery. No, sitting around a lot of old people. I don't know them. I don't know. I don't know like them like them. They probably don't know how to play beard whist or dirty hearts. You know. I don't know. No, it probably can't bust a move and they be slobbing on each other and everything. No, no. My mother, I'll never forget. My mother had a friend named Miss Lillian, and so I heard her, our next door neighbor in Overtown, and they were talking one morning. And so I had a friend of mine whose father, I think he must have been about 65, and mama at that time was like 84. So I thought it would be a good idea for her to have a male friend to come by and watch The Price is Right with her. That was her favorite program. And so I heard her say to, and I'm on the couch and she thought I was asleep. She said, Lillian, child, you know that Leslie, he always into stuff. Come bring some old man by here to look at The Price of Right with me. So Miss Lee said, how old was he, Mamie? She said, 65. Say, if you want to bring somebody by here, that boy that was cutting the grass the other day, he's about 35. That's my speed. Look here, and Mama at this time was 85. I just said, "Oh my God, I don't need to hear this conversation." My mama, she was something else. I mean, she had a sense of humor, and you just never knew what she would say. All right. So she was unpredictable. But I want you to see this picture with Wesley and I. Now this is we were born February 17th, 1945, in the segregated South. Now this stuff that we're looking at right now, I want you to put it in context. When that picture was taken, America didn't have a democracy. America didn't have a democracy until 1965, when we would be able to vote. But at that time, we had to go to the back of the bus. At that time, that picture that you see right there, we could not go into public restaurants. At that time, there were places on Miami Beach, they had signs that said, Jews, dogs, and coloreds not allowed. That time, they had laws that said a black man has no rights in which a white man has to respect. And so when you see that picture and you look at where we are, the descendants of people who had put systems together that were designed to deny us, to destroy us, our sense of self, and to demonize us. All right? Coming up in that kind of environment. But in spite of that, and the reason I'm sharing this with you, I want you to think about your goal and dream. Because in all of that we were dealing with on a regular basis, when I went with my mother on Miami Beach, because the neighbors wouldn't watch me, they would watch Linda and Leonard and Angelo and Margaret Ann and Sharon, but they wouldn't watch me. They said, Mamie, you got to take Leslie with you. He's a little touched in the head. I was always getting this other. So Mama had to take me to work with her, or when she went downtown, the neighbors wouldn't watch me. And so, but that was good because I had an experience. I had a chance to see something. Going across from Liberty City in Miami and Overtown, and going across the Venetian Causeway and seeing the Fontainebleau Hotel and those beautiful mansions that we had to clean. And that opened my eyes. I saw some stuff, and it changed how I began to resonate with my environment. I didn't want to be there anymore. I was talking to Kim Wee, and she said she was being raised in poverty. And she said she got to a point that she said, I'm not having this. And there was something in her that said, I want something better than this. And that's where I was. And the reason I'm going to share with you that as oppressive and as the intense racism that we were experiencing, in spite of that, I had a dream of buying my mother a home. And I want you to think right now, what is your goal? What is your dream? Two things. One, what is a dream that you have? And I want to know your why. Why is that important? Because you're going to go through some stuff. My why was I promised Mamie Brown, Mama, what is it, Leslie? When I become a man, I'm going to buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. Oh, Leslie, you don't have to do that. I know, Mama, but you didn't have to adopt us either. And so that was my passion. That was something that I decided to do. And so what I want you to, what I want to walk you through a process of how, what's very important, and I want you to write this down. Focus on what matters to you, because life is going to be lifing. Stuff is always going to be going on. And nobody looking at Wesley and I would predict what I was going to become or what he was going to become. He was a sky soldier, served 24 years in the military, Purple Heart, wounded in Vietnam, sky soldier, jumped out of airplanes, paratrooper. And I became a disc jockey and had a talk show and a community activist and started speaking. I'm going to call my granddaughter. A good man leaves a legacy for his children and his children's children. And so my grandchildren, I have them working. I say, y'all better learn this AI because, Papa, I don't know this stuff, but I'm building something that I can pass on to you. Tatum?
Yes.
Are you recording this?
Yes, this is live, so it's recorded.
It's recorded. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye for now. Bye-bye. I want you to get this. I ain't playing. Huh? Okay, so I had this dream. Now, why am I saying focus on what matters? Because there are always going to be distractions. Things are going to happen to you. Things are going to happen to me. Things are going to happen to people that we care about. This place where we are, it's a gold rush. More millionaires and billionaires are being created today by people who are focused. Here's something else. Life is not fair. It's not fair. I remember being on the bus and we would get on the bus and there were seats available up front. And I said, okay, Mom, we can sit here. No, Leslie, see a yellow line? Yes, ma'am. Go past that yellow line. Mama, the people are standing up back there. All the seats are full back there. Did you hear what I said? Yes, ma'am, Mama. And I had to go past that yellow line. And we had to stand up. And because the seats up front, even though they were empty, but they were reserved for white people. There's a culture that was designed to say, you are nothing. You're inferior. That's how the culture was designed. You look at things that's going on right now. Over many of these departments, government positions have been eliminated, affected over 300,000 African-American females. It's no accident. You look at these ICE people. They are selective. They're going into the Black community, Haitian community, the Latino community, but they're not going into the Asian communities. They're not going into white communities. They got immigrants. The number one immigrants in this country are Russians. No, this is selective. It's not right, Les. Unsaid. Yeah. That's why I say you got to be hungry. It's not fair what's happening now. It's not fair that people in this country go, oh, we got to get the immigrants out of here. Oh, but we'll pay thousands of dollars to bring some white South Africans here. Les, that's not fair. I understand. It's not. Focus on what you can do. What's your goal? What's your dream? We are victims of systematic distractions. Every day there's new stuff. Every day. This is no accident. And let me share something with you. You know, I hear people talking and there's no filter between their mind and their mouth. And so I got to hold myself to a higher standard. I work with kids and I tell kids profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. But let me share something with you. When we look at what's going on right now, we have to focus on how do we leverage artificial intelligence and use it to control our own economy, to be our own boss, not trying to sit at somebody else's table, create our own table, and begin to produce new levels of entrepreneurship. The day is gone where you go to college, graduate, you're in debt, and you can't expect to go and get a job now. 45% of college students are graduating thousands of dollars in debt and moving back home because there are no jobs. So this is the time that we have to create. This is the time that we have to come together. I'm gonna do some events, and for people who have lost their jobs or who've lost their way and trying to find out, and I won't put because there's going to be a limited number of people, and I'm gonna just charge $7 because 7 is my lucky number. Okay, I was born February the 17th, and I'm one of 7 children. Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times. Naaman dipped himself in the River Jordan 7 times. And I'm going to share these people how, because I've been fired several times. It hurt my feelings. I didn't see it coming. And when you get fired, especially a job like a federal job that you see it as being secure, you're shocked. You can't think. Now, let me share something with you. Listen to me closely. I know what I'm saying. I've been on the planet for 80 years. There are things that happen to you. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I want to see some signals. At the time, they seem like it's bad. It's awful. You didn't see it coming. A divorce, losing your job, going through foreclosure, losing your business. It just looks devastating. I've gone through that. And as you go forward in life, you look back, you realize that everything that you experienced contributed to who you are being right now. Had I not been fired from radio, I would have not become a community activist. Had I not been fired, I would have not become a state legislator. I'm telling you, had I not been fired, I would have not gotten into motivational speaking to take care of my mother and to provide for her, and took care of her until she's 89. She left here to say thank you for adopting us. Marion White said, and I love to quote him, in life, when you don't know when you've outgrown a situation and it's time to move on, life will move on you. If you've been fired, don't see yourself as being fired. See yourself as being deployed to go live your calling, to do something that's you. Yes, this is a time to honor your inner authority. We've been given authority and dominion to honor that inner authority over your life. That we have the ability to create things. I had no idea. Anybody looking at Wesley and I hear these white boys talking about, I came up with nothing. You don't know what nothing is. All the pimp slap people said that. You white in America talking about, I came up with nothing. Pop. What you talking about? When you have the complexion of rejection, let me tell you something up in here. You have no idea of what nothing is. And you have the wrong color. You have no idea. I remember as a top salesperson at Sears. I read Think and Grow Rich and As a Man Thinketh, did all those things. And the top salesperson will get the job as the manager of that department. Mr. Simpson said, we can't give you the position. No, excuse me, sir. Don't use that expression with me. You're not giving me anything. You say the number one salesperson will be the sales manager. I earned this. Well, we're not going to promote you to that position. Excuse me, sir. In all due respect, you're putting people over me that I have trained who's making money off me. Well, it will lower morale. Les, it will lower morale if you make you the manager because you're colored. Now, I was young. I was angry. I said, this is not fair. You know what life said? It's not fair that birds eat worms, but they do. So now here's the thing. Focus on what matters. Here's the next thing. Find a way to win. And that brings something out of you. This is the time that we have to look at ourselves and say, what is it I need to be doing now in this next chapter of my life? I'm still looking at and examining doing other things. At 80, yes. Why? Because I still got a pulse. I'm still breathing. I'm still here. I'm not through yet. And you're not either. And you're listening to me because you know I'm crazy. And you're crazy too. If a man is to gain his life, he must lose his life. Let that mind be in you. If there's another mind in you, you got to be out of your current mind. You got to be out of your current state of mind to see some things that goes beyond being logical and being practical and being realistic. This is the time that we have to create. You're made in the likeness and image of God. I've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. But listen to me. You will never exercise authority and dominion over your life until you exercise authority and dominion over what you are not. You didn't get that. I didn't do this for 14 years. It was available to me, but I didn't exercise authority and dominion over my life to buy into this higher calling, this next greatest version of myself, because I bought into the lie that I was living, the security of the security of being in my comfort zone and living within the parameters that society says this is as far as you can go. Being in an environment where we're the last hired and the first fired. Being in an environment where we're told that we were inferior. Being in an environment, I can remember going to the movie and seeing Tarzan, King of the Jungle, white boy in the jungle with with some diapers on and one knife. He beat a whole tribe of Africans. And I'm saying, get him, Townsend. You got him. Get him, Townsend. I was rooting for Townsend. There's so much stuff that I'm seeing now. In Overtown, if you look at Overtown, we had our own businesses, our own theaters. We were very independent, and they brought the expressway. The Miami City Commission brought the expressway through Overtown and destroyed all those Black businesses. And the theaters had our own theaters, and we couldn't go to their theater, so we had our own theater. They destroyed all that. Couldn't stay in the hotels on Miami Beach. We had the Carver Hotel. They destroyed all that. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I live. And I'm saying to you, it's okay. Because you're listening to me because you know there is more in you and I. You're listening to me because you know with all the craziness that's going on, this is not the end of the story. Let me tell you something of it. This is not the end of the story. Are you kidding me? No. This time, one, find out what you want to do. I decided in the midst of all that I was looking at, I used to go to these motivational events, and I was the only one there. Nobody looked like me. And a guy spoke, and he was boring. The room was quiet as a graveyard between funerals. And I didn't know, and I told the story before. I was seated next to his brother-in-law. I said, man, that guy is boring. I can't wait till Bob Proctor comes up. He said, you ought to be that boring. I said, what do you mean? He said, he makes $5,000 an hour being boring. How much do you make? A month. I said, 2,000. He said, oh. He didn't say anything else. I looked back at him and I said, I can do this. If he can do it, I can do this. I love helping people. I love making people feel good. All of us are born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. You've been fired? Oh, no. You've been deployed to do something that's you. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you are made for. Here I am, Lord. Send me. This is one of those moments of God asked Elijah, what are you doing here? He didn't say what you're doing in there. What are you doing here? As we look at ourselves and our goals and dreams, we're going to go through some stuff. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. This is no time to be running scared. No, this is a time for us to turn to each other and help each other and develop a game plan and a strategy on how we can maximize our talents, our skills, our intelligence, our expertise, how we can begin to create communities. I'm having an event. I can't tell you the address because I don't want everybody showing up. There's too many crazy people out here now. But if you were interested, I'm going to tell you how you can reach out to me. And what it's for, I want to share with people what I did when I got fired. And it turned out that being fired was the best thing that happened to me. Because had I not been fired from WVKO radio station, I would have never became a state legislator. Had they not been fired me, I would have never become a motivational speaker. Had they not fired me, King World would not have paid me $5 million to do a talk show. Had they not fired me, I would not have been selected by a major pharmaceutical company to train doctors around the world. Had they not been fired, had they not fired me, I'd have never spoken in the Georgia Dome. I'm not making this stuff. You got stuff up. You go and put in Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. It's not over until I win. Had I not been fired, you look at those two little boys, me and Wesley. Had I not been fired, I would not have done that. I'm not saying this to impress you, but I'm saying to you, you don't know what's in you. You don't know enough about yourself to be a critic, to put yourself down. For 14 years, I didn't do this because I don't have a college education. I didn't do it because I was labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, and failed again in the 8th grade. I didn't do it because I said, I never worked for a major corporation. How can I develop the level of credibility that I can create a demand for myself in the marketplace? I didn't know what I could do. I paid someone to train me how to speak to corporations. And after I paid him and he spent time with me, he said, I wouldn't hear you. I wouldn't hire you. Just being honest with you. Why? He said, I have an MBA. You have no college. You have years of corporate experience. You have none. How can I justify hiring you? You have no experience. You have no credentials. It wouldn't make sense. You need to go back to radio. You're a good disc jockey, man. People love you. Go back to radio. You ever had a vision to do something beyond that which you're doing? And people that you thought would encourage you will tell you no. Let me share something with you. They're not being mean. No, they're not being mean. They've grown accustomed to who you are now. In order for you to go to that next level, to express a higher level of who you are, you got to die to who you are now to give birth to that person that they don't know right now. And his wife said, Les, when you went to the car, you and Mike Williams, I want you to get his book. He saw this Les Brown before I saw him. You got to have somebody in your life that believes in you. I'm talking to you like this. I believe in you. I can't see you, but I know what I'm talking about. I've been stuck. I've been told and called dumb, DT, the dumb twin. And when I want you to get this book, The Road to Your Best Stuff by Mike Williams. I wrote the foreword for it. The Road to Your Best Stuff. And his wife asked him, do you think he's going to listen to you and go back to radio? And he said, no. And she said, I must admit, Les, I was surprised. And I asked him why. And he said, he doesn't know enough to know he can't do it. You don't know enough to know that you can't live your dream. You don't know enough to know that you can't have this business that you envision. You don't know enough to know that you can't experience this next level of achievement. You don't know enough about yourself to write anything off. There are things you can do that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind. What God has in store for you. You don't know enough. And I was just thinking, here I am just outside of Atlanta. And while it was raining real bad where I am, I said, I want to be used up. You remember Bill Withers? Keep on using me until you use me up. That's what I said to God. Lord, keep on using me until you use me up. I know I'm 80, but don't let this 80 fool you. I still got the fire in my belly. I can still motivate and inspire people. I can still help our young people. I can still help somebody who's given up and thrown in the towel on themselves. You've saved me from fourth stage cancer for 39 years. I'm still here to serve you. What do you want me to do? And I heard this voice. Go down and broadcast live. You know, we tell God all the time what we want him to do. Sometimes we need to get still and ask, Lord, what would you have me to do? It's one thing to talk to God, it's something else to talk with God. And it's a two-way conversation. If what I'm saying to you, if you can hear me in your heart, let me see some fire. I want you to like this page and share it, because there's so much craziness out here on the internet. And this lady said she flew here from Australia a few years ago for me to train her how to speak. And I asked, why me? She said, I've been watching you. And you speak from your heart. Oh, thank you. But once again, you tell me how I speak. Why me? What do you want to do with your voice? What is it that you want me to help you do with your story so people can see themselves in your story and be self-persuaded to take their lives in another direction? She said, Mr. Brown, I'm glad you asked that question. I said, then what is the answer? She said, I believe the world is as it is, not because we have so many people that are hateful and mean-spirited and corrupt and crooked. No, I believe the world is as it is because too many people are silent. And I have a voice. I thought about her today when I asked God, what would you have me to do? Speak. Somebody is going to get some value out of what you're saying. Somebody's going to hear you, not just in their ears, but in their heart. Somebody is going to decide, wait a minute. I'm not having it. Wait a minute. No. I'm not throwing in the towel on myself. Wait a minute. I'm ready to take a stand for my life, for my dream, for what I want out of life. In spite of. See, when I talk about you got to be hungry, in order to make it today, average is over. Today, as competitive as things are, with artificial intelligence replacing over 325,000 jobs, in order to make it today, you got to be hungry. What do you mean? Number one, you got to know what you want. Number two, you've got to be so good at it that you are able to draw attention to yourself. And three, you have to have a hunger The hungry dog gets the bone. You have to have a hunger that's driven by purpose and meaning, a determination, a relentlessness, a drive that being depressed is a luxury. Of giving up is nonsense. It's a non-negotiable. It's something that I'm going to do this. I will climb this mountain or I'm going to die on the side of it. That's how I left Miami, on a Greyhound bus. How you going to do it, Les? I don't know. But I'm going to. My goal when I came up in here to do this, my mind, I was in beast mode. Take no prisoners and eat the wounded. I was willing to study. I read 2 to 3 books a month, even now. Why? Because I'm still here. You don't use your brain, you end up with Alzheimer's or dementia. No, I'm still here. This thing called life, we're here. We were born and preserved for such a time as this. I believe that we were selected. We were selected. God had a lot of choices out of 400 million sperm. You say, okay, I want that one there, and I want that one. Yeah, yeah, and that one there, and that. Oh, hey, that send her. Yeah, I want her too. You're a masterpiece. What are you talking about, Les? Because you're a piece of the master. You're made in the likeness and image of God. The divine nature of who you are. You were born to be successful. You were born to live a life of consequence, a life of contribution, a life of service. There's something in you that was placed in you. You are an unrepeatable miracle. Nobody's going to write your book. Nobody's going to do the work that you're supposed to do. Nobody's going to do your art. Nobody's going to develop the level of leadership skills that you have. Nobody's going to create the businesses that's in you. Those things are in you. You've been deployed to be here. We're on an assignment. But we go through a domestication process. 12 years disconnect us from ourselves. 12 years not knowing our history. 12 years learning stuff that's obsolete. You've been groomed and programmed to be employees. And now we are in the entrepreneur era where you have to create your own job. I remember that. So mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that has his own. I remember when they said, I'm in the hospital. I think it was at Cleveland Clinic, and at that time they said, no, Anderson Cancer Center. And I was seen there in Ohio State University. And they said he's got 4-stage cancer. And after a few very challenging moments, I hear doctors talking to a nurse on the other side. Going to make him comfortable. Excuse me. What in the hell are they talking about? Make me comfortable. I got a fight on my hand. I don't want what comfortable. I'm fighting for my life. See, let me share something with you. When you have a health challenge, you don't want to give up total control to somebody just because they have a white coat on and a stethoscope around their neck. They are not God. They determine diagnosis. God determined the prognosis. I remember a guy that I put in my book, Live Your Dreams. And this guy was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And usually you diagnosed with that, you're out of here in a very short time. And I said, man, how are you still here? How long has it been? 8 years? What happened? He said, 2 of the doctors who were seeing me told me to get my affairs in order. But fortunately, A third doctor that I had created a relationship with me, he came in, and I thought he was going to come in and say, and ask me, did they tell you? He didn't ask me, did they tell me to get my affairs in order? I said, what did he say? He gave me a gift. I said, what was the gift? He said, I'm glad you asked. He said, I opened it up and it was a clock. He gave you a clock? Yeah. And Mr. Brown, yes, it didn't have any hands on it. He said, I want to give you this. He said, I'm a doctor, but I'm not God. Only you and God can determine how much time you have left. I want you to look at this clock and remember, you and God are in partnership on how much time you have left. Come on now. Come on. Come on. I can't see you, but I know you. The only reason you're listening to me now and not listening to all this other stuff out there, who's the GOAT and who's the best, is because what's in me is in you. Because you got some stuff in you that you're supposed to get out. You got some work that you're supposed to do. You've been called. You know it. You've been ignoring it just like I did for 14 years because I didn't believe in myself. And I'm saying to you, you have to be intelligently ignorant. There are things that you have to decide that therefore take unto you the whole armor to stand on your faith, on your hunger, on your drive and determination and relentlessness and perseverance and decide I'm going to make it happen no matter what. And you will be empowered by angels to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Let me see some signs if y'all, can y'all feel a brother up in here? When I look, listen, I feel so blessed. When I look at this picture, you know, some things we take for granted. To get up, to wash your face. I got Pauline Ahi. She has no arms, no legs. Tawana Williams, born with no arms. He wrote the forward for a book, Unarmed but Dangerous. Just the ability to hear, to breathe, to speak to you now. What are you grateful for? Sometimes I find myself being in beast mode and something just say, back up and stop. And thank God. Thank Him. You woke up this morning. Thank Him. You're still here. Thank Him in the pains. Thank Him. You still got a pulse. Thank Him. A lot of people out of here. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for those who can hear me. I'm here to serve. I know I can't reach everybody, but there's some of you that can hear me in your heart. It's one thing to be on the computers. I'm going to do some events. I've got someone, Dr. Paul, he's a dentist. He's got a place. I'm going to ask him, let me use your place. We probably can get about maybe 300 people in there. I owe you. So many people helped me get here. I believe in angels. I believe in angels. My goal is this is time. I've been looking for the good out of all this madness and this chaos. And the good is it's waking us up. The good is it's bringing us together. The good is it's going to bring the greatness out of us. Yeah. Yeah. If what I'm saying makes sense to you and resonate with you, you can feel me in your heart. I'm going to have an event. I'll communicate with you through email because I don't want everybody to know where I'm going to be. Because I don't want the crazies to come. I will vet you. I don't want everybody. I don't want to work with everybody either because everybody's not serious. The majority of people rather die than change. I'm telling you what I know. Remember that movie, Jerry Maguire? Help me to help you. That's what I know. Many are called, a few are chosen. So I'm going to do an event. Oh, you got to be hungry. I'm going to share with you wherever you are in your life. I'm going to show you how you have, as Willie Jolly say, comeback power. Setback is a setup for a comeback. And you know my saying, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. If you'd like to be, I'm going to do a 2-day intensive, interactive. And how are you going to reach me? Oh my goodness. Well, I don't think many people are watching this anyhow because I'm making sense. I'm not Cat Williams and Shay Shay and all those dudes I did. No. And what's that guy name with the glass eye? Last name White. I don't know. Anyhow, email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com. Do it in the next hour because I got limited capacity. And I'm going to let you know where it is. I'm going to do an interactive training with you. I don't need your money. I got money. It's $7. Help to pay for the cleaning up the place after we leave. But I want to be in a room with people who've heard my voice and who've resonated with me. And I want to see you. I want to be in your face. I want to bring that hunger out. Yeah. That's why I'm here. Thank you, Lord. If you got some value out of this conversation I've had with you, let me see some hearts or some flames or some comments. I love to read your comments. And some of you got a story and interested in my training you one-on-one. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Put your email there. I'm going to work with 7 people at a time. I don't want to criticize the craziness out there if I don't bring something to give you another choice. I hope that this has been of some value to you. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Life is God's gift to us. And how we live our lives, it's our gift to God. Always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. Bye for now. Bye bye. Look at Wesley and I eat sugar cane. My goodness, I can't believe we were 5 years old then. That's 75 years ago. Whoa. Whoa. Look where I came from. Because of God's grace and mercy. He kept me here for a reason. He kept me here for you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, Tatum, you can end the broadcast now. I don't know if I got to call my granddaughter. You know, your grandchildren, they don't listen to you. You got to do some show, but you just talk too long, Papa, Grandpa. Oh boy, I've enjoyed myself. Even if y'all enjoy me, I enjoy myself up in here, up in here. Let me see, can I find a way in this? Okay, I think that's it. I hope y'all got some value out of it today.